Hey everyone on Facebook, it's Angie. Welcome, Go For It group. I was doing this thing this week and I really, really love it. And I want to continue doing it. And I thank you so much for all of your feedback and messages. It's so great. I'm hoping that it will really help you as it is helping me as well. So Monday we talked about what would I love, and Wednesday we talked about awareness, and today we're talking about wins. So L for love, A for awareness, and W for wins. And so my win, I was thinking about what I'd love for you to do is I would love for you to put your win for the week. If you could put in down below a win that you had this week towards maybe working on something, or a good money came circulating to you, or you had an opportunity to do something, you saw an opportunity and you took advantage of the opportunity and took action on it. Anything that you've done this week that you would consider a win, I would love for you to put it in below. This morning I was on a podcast with Hinnacon, and it was let's see, there was Hinnacon and Laura Noel and Daniel Amos, and we were on there in the clubhouse. It's called Wealth and Women. It's so good. We do it every Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific time, which I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern time. But I was on there today, and I really love this clubhouse. You've got to get in there if you haven't been in there, and it's just growing really, really quickly. But one of the things that we were talking about is when your mind, some of when you're trying to make new changes or new ideas towards money. And so I ended up sharing quite a personal story, and I was thinking about the win of that, and I wanted to share with you guys today. Um, I was down in LA. We were at a consultant training, and a bunch of us consultants went out for lunch after it was all done. And so we went to this place. It was down by Tiffany's on the Rodeo Drive. And that week I had bought my Louis Vuitton purse as a reward for myself, because that month it was I had done a couple months in a row where I had created $100,000 a month in my business. And so I rewarded myself with getting a purse, and I was really grateful for this. And so anyhow, I decided I was going to step out of my comfort zone. I was going to go to lunch with all of these women that I tend to be a little bit timid around, but I decided, no, I'm going to do it. So I got in the car with them and we went down there, and there was about 12 of us at the table. And I remember I still had bits of money paradigms, and part of it was I just ordered a hamburger. Everyone else ordered really expensive meals, and they got extra drinks. Some of them had a couple of really nice drinks, with the umbrella and everything, because we were in a fancy restaurant. And in the end, uh, there was a bunch of us, we needed to get going. And so somebody suggested, everybody just throw your credit card in and we'll just divide it between, the 12 of us. And I remember my, $25 hamburger now turned into like $83 was the bill each of us had to pay. And I remember I was at this crisis of belief at this moment. And I was like, oh, I can't believe this. I didn't have drinks. And I started making everybody wrong and everything. And then I thought, wait a minute, if this is the Angie that I want to see myself in, the Angie who makes $100,000 a month, I would be buying lunch for everybody. I wouldn't be worried about paying extra money for this. And I was fighting with myself. It was a razor's edge at the table. Do you know what I mean? It was this time where I was flip-flopping back and forth, and doing a little bit of that. Man, this doesn't seem fair. My old paradigms were kicking up about money and everything. And then I went into the mindset of the person that I'm becoming, that I'm putting the pieces to. She would see this as a good thing. And so I remember just relaxing and letting it go and neutralizing the feeling and just saying money flows to and through me. And this is where it gets stopped for me, because I think things are unfair. And what would happen if I didn't see it that way? And actually in abundance, I could treat whoever I wanted to. And so I remember still fighting with it as we were leaving the restaurant, we were walking down the street, and the person who got the most drinks, because man, I was tallying it up in my head, right? Who had the most drinks, said, "Hey, Angie, I'm ready to go back. Do you want to go back now? Are you done shopping?" And I said, "Yeah, actually I am." And so she said, "And you know what? I'd like to pay for the Uber." Well, it was like an $80 ride back where we were in LA. And I remember thinking, you know what? Out of all the people that was there, she said, "And I'd really like to share it with you and spend time with you. And I remember thinking, wow, that was such a win for me to be able to see that for myself. And so here we are a year later, and I've had some really great opportunities lately to be able to purchase things or do things in a bit of a different way. And it's interesting because that same feeling can come up and I'll go, yeah, I can do it. Myself, my higher self can do it. I can do this. I can go after this. And that's a win, and that feeling came back to me about because it was a very similar experience where I felt like, is that really for me to have to deal with that? But then I thought my higher self would absolutely do that, but my lower self would try and find ways to get out of it. So I'm hoping that will help you because I really had a lot of fun talking about it today on Clubhouse, and it made me really realize how I now relate myself to money, that money is nothing but an exchange of energy. It flows to and through us. It needs to be in circulation. When's the last time you ordered your meal and you tipped your whole meal? Have you ever thought about doing that? Do you know, imagine what that feels like to the person that maybe brings you the food and give them a big tip like that. Imagine what that would feel like for them and going home and talking about that. And that's perpetual transmuted energy that you are sending out. And so I think about that and it brings me back to that thing of what was I perpetuating? Was I going to perpetuate lack, or was I going to perpetuate the person that I know I am becoming? So I'm hoping that will help you today and with your wins. Put your wins down below. I would love to hear about them and talk with you about them. This is such a great platform, and I love being the one who decides to go for it. And so I want to help you with anything that might be getting in your way. Give yourself a challenge this week or an opportunity to do something different. So I look forward to talking to you on Monday. We're going to come in and we're going to do another one about what would you love for the week? And we're going to stimulate some of your thoughts for that. So have a great weekend, everyone, and take care. And we'll see you on Monday.